Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a full face of makeup using my baby, the James Charles X Morphe palette. Okay, first what you want to do is prime your face. Today I'm using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Matte Primer. What you're going to do is just rub it all over your face, except your eyes. You don't want to rub it on your eyes because we're going to use a eye primer for the palette. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to get my Real Technique sponge. It's the best sponge I've ever had in my life. I want to try the Beauty Blender one, but I've heard from Patrick Star and numerous others that the Real Techniques works just as good. Sorry guys, we're having technical difficulties. That's my fault. I should have been more prepared. Okay, and we're going into the Matte and Poreless Maybelline foundation. My shade is 118, and it's going to be light beige. What you do is, I use the bottom portion of the sponge to get my all over face. And then what I do... Sorry guys, that's my fault again. Also, you want to bring that down to your neck so it can blend out. So your neck is not one color and your face is another one. You don't want that. So how you guys doing this week? Has it been a productive week? Has it been a lazy week? Sound off in the comments of how your week was. I know my week was pretty long. Worked a lot. Kind of stunk, but gotta do what you gotta do. Since my place of work was affected by the hurricane, we lost a lot of people from my job. And so therefore we're trying to retrain and hire. And so, training, oh my gosh. If you're ever in management, you know what I'm talking about. It is a killer. Using my old Tarte Pro palette for my mirror. It's one of the best mirrors ever. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Maybelline Age Rewind Eraser Dark Conceal Stick in the shade Ivory. And what you're going to do is just crank this a couple times, get some stuff on it. Drag it down the nose. I always do a triangle on my forehead and then one on the bridge of my nose. And then I just do a triangle, or ish. That's not really a triangle, but you get what I'm saying, on my chin. I want to brighten the points of my face that I want to, like, wham. I want you to look at that. Okay, now I'm going to take the bottom still and do my nose, my forehead, and my chin. But like I was saying, work has just been, I can't complain because I really do enjoy what I do. It's just frustrating sometimes when you're trying your best and people just don't get it. But with that being said, like I said, I love my job, or else I wouldn't be doing it. And not too many people can say that about their job. And I'm taking the bottom portion now. And I'm just getting underneath that eye. So many people have different ways of doing their makeup. Like, I lay my foundation and my concealer first, and then I do my bake, and then I do my eyebrows. So many people start with eyes first, then work to their base. I always start with my base, then pause and do eyes, then I go back to my base. So how have you guys heard about the beauty community drama? Oh my gosh, it's unreal right now. Apparently, Jeffree Star went for Kat Von D. Apparently, everybody's going for Manny MUA. It's just been a wild 2 weeks in the beauty community. Oh my gosh. I have a couple of my favorite beauty drama channels that I just go to automatically. And it's like, oh my gosh, people, can we just stop? Especially with the tweeting. Jeffree Star, I love him to death. I have several of his products. But, Jeffree, stop throwing shade. Like, we know what you're doing. Granted, it is hilarious, and I will give you that. But, stop throwing shade. Be nice. Okay, and what I'm going to do is take my Coty Airspun loose powder in the shade Translucent. There we go. And I'm going to start my bake underneath my eye. And we're going to go ahead and get her baking. And what I like to do, especially with the palette that I'm about to use, I like to bring my bake up right here, because sometimes the pigments kick back, and as soon as I get done with all my eyeshadow, I can just throw this away, wipe it off, and we're going to be good and gravy. Okay, and what I do with the remainder that's on the sponge, I just go and powder my nose, basically my T-zone, because I do have oily combination skin, and it sucks. It really does, because I can't do anything dewy, like a dewy primer, a dewy foundation, or a dewy setting spray. It's horrible. I don't like it. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to set the Coty Air Sponge to the side, and then we're going to go straight into brows. In a minute. I kind of dropped my brow pencil. Okay, what I'm going to use is the Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow. I think the shade is Taupe. Okay, and what you're going to do to get the natural arch of your eyebrow, you're going to spoolie up. Don't spoolie over, don't spoolie down, you're going to spoolie up. And apparently, Manny, this is just conspiracy. Do not take my word as gold. Conspiracy. When all that shit went down with Manny MUA, Nikita Dragon, and Laura Lee over the summer, that's when his palette, his new palette, his Greek Goddess palette and highlighter palette were supposed to drop. So many people have a conspiracy theory with that it was supposed to drop in the summer, but didn't get released until holiday, because it does not look like a holiday palette. It looks like a summer palette. Especially with all the colors, and with his liquid lippies to go with it. Is there some tea there? I hope so. And with your eyebrows, you never want to make them twins. You always want to just make them sisters. So, guys, I've never professionally had my eyebrows done, and I'm thinking about doing it within the next few weeks. Any suggestions of what I might do? Do you prefer the microblading? Do you prefer the waxing? Do you prefer tweezing? Like, I've never done this, so sound off in the comments what I should do. When you're done with your eyebrows, I always just spoolie them back. Okay, now we're going to start with eye primer. What I do is I do the Morphe Translucent Eye Primer. Sorry guys, I'm having trouble with my words today. That was refreshing. I needed that water. I woke up with my throat not feeling the complete best this morning. It's weird. I'll blame it on the weather. And I'm applying it with the Wet n Wild all over eyeshadow brush. Also, the tea around this James Charles palette. Oh my gosh, I've never heard so many negative comments in my life about a wonderful eyeshadow palette. Wonderful. So many people are complaining about the pressed pigments, talking about staining, the swatches that he did. Literally, he said buildable coverage with you have to build these because they're pressed pigments. It's like, people, did you really watch when he was launching it? Did you watch that video? Because apparently you didn't. Not to throw shade, but it's like, guys, really? Okay, now we're gonna get into the baby. This is my first ever palette that I paid completely full price for. My other palettes, I have a Tarte palette, I have two face palettes, and I've never paid full price for a high-end product. I always catch it on sale at like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Ross, or if Ulta's running a deal, like their 21 days or their Christmas sales or whatever. I always make sure I catch sales then, so I don't have to pay full price for stuff that I love. I know I got, later on I'm going to be using it, but I got Roller Lash. That's $22, and I got it for 11 bucks. Like, craziness. Also, I got I love my Urban Decay All-Nighter Setting Spray. Girl got that for $8 off with free shipping on Black Friday. Yep. Let me show you the palette. She's a well-used palette. You can see the dirtiness somewhat. It's a huge palette. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take, if I can find it, guys. There we go. We'll use brushes. Okay, so what we're going to use, guys, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, guys, and I will be right back. I'm back. Just had to go grab the shade names so I know which ones to tell you. Okay, we're going to take Code James for our transition. And with these shadows, you do not have to dig into the pan. Do not dig into the pan. All you have to literally do, boom. And what you're going to do, you are not going to blend these like a normal eyeshadow because these are pressed pigments. And what that means, literally, is that they take the color into the pan and they basically do that. It's a pressed pigment. And that's where I have so much trouble with all these other people saying, hey, these eyeshadows are not working. Because you aren't listening to what needs to be done. And so you're just going to dot, you're just going to press, 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 press. Okay, now you can go back and blend. Okay, now we're going to go in the shade Rusted with the same brush because they're almost like the same color, but they're not. And we're just going to do the same packing motion all over the eye. This palette is so gorgeous, y'all. If y'all don't have it, I would definitely recommend getting it because the first 2 rows of it are like everyday soft glam shades. The middle row is where you're going to get your most used shades. That's why they have bigger pan sizes. Your bottom 2 rows are your, since the theme of the palette is Unleash Your Inner Artist, That's where you're going to get your colorful shades. Not your everyday. These are going to be like your, oh, I'm going to be artsy, or hey, we're going to go do a good night out on the town shades. Like, you're not going to do normal shades with those. Okay, we're going to take your Kidding for a further deepening shade. And what I'm going to use is just the same brush that I used for Code James and Rusted. Because I have to clean my makeup brushes anyway this week, because I'm doing something next week and I'm so excited. And I will fill y'all in at the later part of this week of where I'm going for Christmas, what I'm doing for Christmas, and all that fun jazz stuff. It's gonna be hella fun. And You're Kidding is the truest red matte I've ever seen in a palette ever, guys. And I'm not just saying that because James Charles said that. It is truly amazing. Today we're doing we're gonna go out tonight, we're gonna go have fun, we're gonna go have a few drinks. That's what kind of look we're doing tonight. It's not go to your 9 to 5 look. Okay, we're going into Love That next for my crease shade. And I'm just going to take my Luxie 140 detailed taper brush. I had used some purple in it earlier this week, and so I'm having to get it off. And why not use your hand? You can always take a makeup wipe to it. Retraction, guys. I'm going to use my Wet n Wild crease brush. And that's what was the other one as well. But I'm going to have to use that detail taper brush anyway later on. Before this palette, I was never into bright colors. I always did a neutral eye look. And did my halo or my lid as like the wham bam in your face moment. I never did the whole entire eyelid. So this was like a shock for me, and I promised myself by getting this palette that I would step outside of the box with my makeup routine. So what kind of music are we into here lately, guys? I know I'm starting to get into a little bit of rap. I know I was listening to Travis Scott the other day, and his song Sicko Mode, oh my gosh. Bomb.com. I know that's not a good word to say, but it's my word, and I'm going to say it. Okay, we're going to use Escape now in the outer corner. Now we're going to get that detailed taper brush. We're just going to do that. And you don't have to swirl in this. Just tap it and come out. Also, do y'all like EDM? I know I love it. My YouTube music, it just knows me. Last night I was cleaning my room, had my jams on, and then Seven Lions came on, and then Dash Berlin came on. It's like, oh my gosh. And Deadmau 5 came on. It's like, you get me, YouTube. You get me. Okay, and now we're going to take 518 on my Morphe M514 brush. And we're just going to pack that right above here. We're going to pack that where this color ends and where my eyebrow is. She is a very well used sister. Normally, if I'm just relaxing, chilling out with my makeup, it generally takes me 45 minutes to an hour to do it. But today, since I knew I was filming, I kind of cheated a little bit, and I wrote down what kind of eye look I would like. And so I literally have everything verbatim of what I'm using. These Morphe brushes, I have 2 of them to my name. Oh my god, the best eye brushes ever. Ever. These Wet n Wild ones are pretty good too. Pretty solid. I was really shocked with those. Those were finding a diamond in the rough. Okay, so now we're going to take a little bit of ring light and we're going to put it to the high point of my eyebrow so we can just highlight that. Okay. Okay, and we're going to take another Morphe M514 and we're going to go in the color Skip. And this is the color that is giving the internet so much hell. It is the drama behind this color. If you're a makeup connoisseur like I am, you know the tea on it. I don't have to go into it. People, listen up. Guess what? With highly pigmented shades like these are, guess what? You're gonna stain a little bit, honey. It's just gonna do it. And if you know you are allergic to some shit, guess what? Don't wear it. Read the daggum ingredients on the unicarton before you buy it. And we're just going to go on the lid with this color. And you really just want to pack this color on because it's one of those pressed pigments. Okay, and now we're gonna do B on my lower lash line. By the way, these do stain a little bit more than the average eyeshadows, so just be aware of that with your brushes. That when you do clean your brushes, they're not going to look the same. They're going to be stained, but they're going to be clean. And you're just going to use packing motions with this at first, so you can build that color up. And you're just going to make sure you build this color, because it's the first swipe of it, it's not going to be that grand, but the second and third and fourth layer, you're going to be really able to see that yellow. Also, if you have some of that color skip that drops down and get right there, it's okay, folks. It actually looks turning out really pretty with a little bit of that pink right here near the corner of my eye. And so I'm not hating on it. And I do have some skip over here in this corner, which I'm hating on. I really don't like that, so I think I'm just gonna take my sponge and whatever leftover concealer or foundation and powder, I'm just gonna soften that up just a little bit. While trying not to wreck this whole entire eye look. There we go. Let's soften it right out. Okay. And I think I'm going to dip back in the skip and then dip into B at the same time, just so I can give that ombre effect. That little pretty sunset moment going on. It's almost gonna look like a pink lemonade. It's really pretty. And I don't have this written down. I had another color written down and like, whoa. Might have just stepped on something. Now it's like an orangey, pinkish, oranges kind of number. It looks like a sunset. It really does. Okay. And I don't know the name of this brush. I know I got it a couple years back. And the pencil on it, it's kind of bomb. And I used to use this other side, not for blending, but to do my inner corner highlight. But I don't do that anymore. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this, the shade Spooky in here. And what's spooky, it is a true black. You do not have to dip so hard in this. Trust me, I've tried it. It doesn't work out well. I literally had the best eyeshadow day ever, and I ruined it with this color. And just make sure you kick that off as much as you can. And what we're going to do, I'm going to drop in the waterline with this color. And this is a tip I've learned over the past week. Not sure who it's from. I want to say Tati is where you put... No, I take that back. Nikki Tutorials. I have to give her the credit for it. Holding your sponge down so you're not lifting like any product over with your finger, and you're not being as harsh on it, on your eyelid. Like I said, you want to be very, very careful with this color. You do not want to rush it. You do not want to just go like that number with it. You just don't. Unless you want to. Whatever floats your goat. I've gotten to the point where I don't use eyeliner anymore. I just smudge out my lower lash line, smoke it out, and then I go back with that eyeshadow for my liner. I know literally the other day I just did eyeliner and mascara, and I tell you guys, it was the weirdest thing ever cranking up an eyeliner pencil. I'm like, I'm not used to this anymore. By the way, I smoked out my lower lash line with this Ulta crease brush. I got it in a kit a few years back, and it's a good-ass brush, so why not? Okay, so what we're going to do is just go back into beat and skip. And just go right back over everything. Just to marry everything together, especially if I got a little black where I didn't need it to be. It's a nice marrying of stuff. Okay, and then we're going to use Shook for my shimmer lid color. Okay, and so what we're going to do, we're going to take this Icon brush that I got in a palette a few years back. That I love the brush. Like this side of the brush right here is great for your shimmer shade. It's phenomenal. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spritz some of my Max Fix Plus on it. This is crack for your eyeballs. What we're going to do is just pack that on the lid. It works best with packing motions. So I tried false eyelashes this past week, guys. Let's just say hell to the no with them. I put them on. I got one eyeball done. It looked phenomenal. Phenomenal. I tried my other one. Went to crap in a handbasket really fast. And then I woke up the next morning with my eye beet red. Because I had an allergic reaction. Because I know I've used all of this. I had eyeshadow on top of that. And I'm like, this ain't no eyeshadow. Because I know it doesn't affect me like that. It was the daggum. It was the daggum lash glue that broke my eyelid out. I was like, son of a biscuit. Okay, and now I'm going to use this EcoTools crease brush to do my inner corner highlight. And what I'm going to do is just go back into my Fix Plus and just do that on my brush. And we're going to dip into ring light and face together. And we're just going to do that. And with face, guys, you could actually use face as like your all over highlighter as well, since the pan is big enough. And it's really pretty. I tried it on my nose. Just gorge. Okay, the eyes are done for now. Okay, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take my Real Techniques brush. I'm going to go back into my Coty Airspun. I'm going to wipe off that bake off my face. And then we're going to go into this e.l.f. pressed powder in Ivory. Since I am oily where my nose is, I'm oily like straight down in here and here. Always make sure I put on a little bit of extra powder on those spots so it can last. Okay, so what we're going to do is go my Profusion Contour in medium. And we're going to chisel out my cheekbones in the color Walnut. And if you messed up on your contour, guys, you can always go soften it up with translucent powder. Okay, so what we're going to do to define this contour is just dip into vanilla and biscuit and just put it right below the contour line. And then we're going to do it on the other side as well. And I always put some leftover biscuit and vanilla like underneath my eyes so it can brighten it even more. And then we're going to use the shade Honey to carve out my forehead. Okay. Okay, and we're going to go with Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer for my bronzer. I don't know the name of this brush, but it's a powder brush and blush brush duo. And what you're going to do with your bronzer, you're just going to use circular motions on your forehead. And what you do as well is you take some bronzer and you just bronze over your contour as well. This powder smells so good, guys. It's literally the best smelling powder I've ever had in my life. It smells like coconut. And if you know me well enough, you guys know I love my Malibu coconut rum. It's like my favorite. What I do is I put some bronzer on my nose, then a little bit on my chin. Okay. For blush, I'm going to use Wet n Wild Color Icon in Pearlescent Pink. Guys, this is the dupe for NARS Orgasm. And I mean it. Seriously, I literally did a swatch test in Sephora one day. Don't make fun of me, you guys. I literally had a swatch of the Pearlescent Pink before I went in on my hand. And then I did a side-by-side comparison. It's like, holy crap, guys. Wet n Wild has been on it the past year and a half. What you're going to do is you're going to smile so you can get the natural apples of your cheeks. And you're just going to do that in swirling motions. We're almost done, guys. We're at the finish line. We only have highlighter and mascara and lips to go. I don't contour my nose unless I'm really feeling it. It's just one of those things. To where if I'm like going out, I'll contour my nose, make it snatched a little bit. But other than that, I don't do that. Okay, so what I do, I have my Real Techniques fan brush. What I do first is I spray my face down. I go ahead and set my spray with my Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. And when it's almost done drying, I pop on the highlight so it can intensify. So it can look like blinding. And you always want to make sure you set your face before doing your mascara, because literally setting spray does shit for your mascara. It doesn't do a damn thing. Okay, we're feeling sticky. So we're going to go in with gumdrops on the cheeks. See that? See that? We're going to go with gumdrops right here too. See how sickening and blinding this is? Oh, and by the way, guys, this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Kit in the shade Sugar. And then we're going to use butterscotch down the nose. We're just going to bring a tiny bit right there. And then we're going to use Starburst on the Cupid's bow. And Starburst on the chin. They have a color in here, Marshmallow. I will show it to you guys right here. But that's just too white for me. I look like a freaking shiny snowman. And I ain't got time looking like a shiny snowman. So what we're going to do is just with any leftover highlighter, we're just going to go sweep it back down. And that's it. Okay, and now we're going to go into lashes, guys. I always save that for last. But a quick spritz of the All Night Air again, just to melt the highlighter in my face. I literally have my second bottle on standby. I need to get another bottle of Fix Plus too, but I don't think I'm going to get that I think I'm going to just go with the Morphe setting spray, because I hear that's just as good as the Fix Plus. And this sister ain't got time spending $28 on some setting spray that I'm just going to wet my brush with. Let's just be realistic here. That's the true tea here. Okay, so I'm going to take my eyelash curler. And I always use 2 different types of mascara, because my eyelashes aren't naturally long and I can't do false lashes now for definite unless I find a hyperallergenic eye glue. Any other women open up their mouth while doing their mascara? Is it just me? I felt like the biggest silly head every single time I do that. And guys, here's another trick I learned. I think a couple months back. If you've messed up on your mascara and you get like a big blob of it, like down here or wherever you get it on, wait for it to dry, then take your spoolie and just spoolie it off. Instead of rubbing it and messing up your makeup even further, don't do that. I'm going to take the roller lash on the bottom lashes too. Okay, now I'm going to go with my L'Oreal Lash Paradise. Guys, literally the dupe to Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced. And I have Better Than Sex mascara. Literally, the price point of this is $8. The price point on Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, $23. You do the math. And there we go, guys. I'll bring you in further. She looks like a snatched sister, doesn't she? And I'm going to bring you around the bedroom because I need to go get my lippy. That was a head massager that I accidentally almost ran over. There it goes again. Got that head massager thing from Walmart for $1. Holy cannoli. Amaze balls. Okay, I'm going to put y'all back down. And I'm going to take the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick. And we're going to use the shade Calabasas. But first, I forgot the almost important part. Let's take his velour lip scrub right here. And the flavor chocolate covered strawberry. This stuff is amazing. And if you ingest it, it's safe to eat. Granted, I would not eat this jar, but if someone gets it in their mouth, oh my god, this flavor, amazing. I just do that so I can prep my lips. For my lipstick. Then I just pat that off with a powder puff. And use any powder on it. On my lips so the lipstick has something to heat to. Take my spoolie. I got some mascara down here. There we go. And we're finished. Let me bring you into some natural light. Look at that sickening highlight. It was nice talking to you and chit-chatting with you guys this week. I really enjoyed doing this for you. So, if you like my content, subscribe to my channel. Click that subscribe button before you leave. Make sure you hit that bell button too, because then it will give you notifications every time I upload. And like I said, I'm going to try to upload one more time this week, especially on Saturday, when I get to where I'm going. For my Christmas vacation, for my Christmas holiday. I will definitely let y'all in on that. But for the time being, I'm signing off. And it was nice chit-chatting with you, doing a good ready, and just having fun with makeup and discussing life. Bye, guys. See you next week.